Well, hello everybody. This is the first time I'm doing this, but this is my manga leaks or spoilers, whatever we have of My Hero spoiler leaks of chapter 301. I hope you guys enjoy this because I want to keep doing this more. But yeah, I didn't do the beginning, but little back pedal to the 300 chapter. That one was just more about you know, them, how NG or Endeavor's kind of giving up on him. He can't fight his son, and then you end up seeing Ray. You have all this other stuff that also happens too, and then so this chapter is more of where we get more insight of Dabi and more insight of Ray and NG, and kind of see how they kind of correlated when they were like a family. And then we also get to see on how everything happened back then, because we go to a panel where we go to is where we see like Dabi crying tears of blood because he fried his eyes, so he can't even really cry at all, so he can't cry. So it's kind of like interesting, because he's done so many things and he can't like cry or anything. And oh yeah, and I also forgot to say the chapter's name is Chapter 301, titled Mischief of Fire Part 1. And so we're probably gonna get like a part 2 to this, which is gonna be pretty cool because it's gonna be cool that we have more insight into what happened for the next part. So anyways, let's continue. So we end up seeing, a past life of, NG and Ray when they were together. And it kind of shows that actually when they always talk about how, oh, it probably was like a forced marriage or whatever between NG or like Endeavor and Ray. But actually, it was actually more consensual. And this says Ray wasn't doing it for the money. So you're just kind of like, okay, so then why did she decide to be with NG? Because I think there's some sort of thing they found on Twitter where they said her name is Haruhima because the leaks are not out, not fully, so we don't know the full things, everything that's said. So um, so basically we don't. So it's not for the money, so we don't really know. But she says it's good for the family. So we really don't know on why she decided to date Endeavor, even though she knew it was just for a quirking marriage. I forgot what you call it, where putting two quirks together to try to get a powerful quirk for a kid. And so she already knew that was kind of interesting. But basically, we get to see Dabi's back, and you kind of get to see on how, yeah, Endeavor is still not in the clear. He was still kind of a bad father, but at the same time, it really shows how, Dabi is also a bad person too, and kind of put this stuff into their head where it kind of made him into Dabi, leading up to him being Dabi. So, yeah, so then we kind of see, how, where he was training with Endeavor, Endeavor was telling me, you can become like, all my, or surpass him one day. But then he started seeing, that, oh, his quirk kept on, it kept injuring him because, his blue flames, and it keeps burning him. And so he's like, I can't keep training you, you're gonna end up hurting or killing yourself with it. So he kind of gives up on training Endeavor, Dabi or Toya. And then it kind of, but he keeps secretly going to train behind Endeavor's back, and it keeps coming every single day with injuries. And Endeavor doesn't know what to do because, he talks to Ray about it because he wants to protect Toya at the same time, but he knows that Toya is going to get himself killed if he keeps on training and coming like that. One of these times he's going to get himself killed, and then that's going to end up badly for them all. And like the thing too is that all this training that Toya is doing is that it was consensual too, like he agreed to do it, but Endeavor just didn't want him to like die, because like if he dies, then it's gonna look very bad on him, but also just not a good thing at all, because you don't want your kid to die. At the same time too, with this whole story, we don't know. We thinking this is probably when he was at number 2 hero status. We're not 100% sure, but yeah, it would probably just be bad. And then we get the next chapter where we see that Endeavor, kind of he gave up on training Toya, because he didn't want him to get hurt. And then he, Shota ends up being born. And then and there's a panel where it shows that Ray is holding baby Shoto, and then Toya just snaps and just activates his quirk and charges towards right. And we have no idea, because we're probably gonna wait until next week until we get the next part of what happened. I'm thinking probably either Ray used her quirk or either Endeavor stepped in, but we don't really know what happened fully yet. Maybe I've heard there's a couple more panels to it, so that's not all of it, but I'm not 100% sure. That's probably only it. But we're gonna have to wait and like see and like what else they give us. But it kind of shows that hey, that and yeah, Endeavor's still not a good not the greatest father. He's still not good. Some of the actions are still responsible because of him. But it shows that Toya, he's also part of his fault, his own fault too. So like it's really putting in perspective, that not Endeavor's not the only bad person here. It's also Toya. So it kind of showing that oh yeah, they're gonna really have some things to fix. So it's like nothing is gonna be going easy for this at all. So it's really going to be hard. And since this is only the first part, we're probably gonna get like a second part, and then probably I hope so one of these times they finally get to go see what's going on with Deku and whatever. But at least we're getting more backstory on Toya and the whole situation in Endeavor, because the more we know, the better we can actually see who's in the right and wrong. Because right now Endeavor and Toya are both in the right and wrong. They're both kind of in the same path. But that's kind of it. But we're just gonna have to see who ends up being what ends up happening between the both of them in the continuation of the story. We're just gonna have to wait and see. And so I hope you all enjoy this first um, video of a chapter leak review. And so then I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.